Great. There's a bird in the shop. 2 birds, in fact. Now it's so warm outside, I don't want to open up, but I can't handle that sound. And they're pooping. I wonder if I open it up just for a little bit, if they'd fly out. Hey! Come on, the door's open if you want to go outside. Come on! Hey! Apparently they don't speak English. Come on! They aren't very smart. Can't even scare them. Oh, I guess he's gonna poop in here. Episode of Larson Farms.
Right. More things are going. Maybe we can clean up some of this stuff here too.
Not today. That's for a whole nother video. Yeah, so this is the bin that got, it was a twin to that one, 25,000 bushel bin. I don't think we're probably ever going to rebuild a 25,000 bushel bin. And the concrete was shot anyway. So it's leaving, which I think will be nice once it is all done. The truck will be able to come out and loop around here and not have to be up by the shop, making dust and everything. That'll be nice for the time being. Then I suppose we'll move this and then build a big bin here.
But for starters, you'll actually be able to get through here with a bean head and stuff. You'll be able to back in some.
Yep.
This could be my parking spot.
So as you can see, we got our hitch fixed on the dump cart that you broke off.
Yeah, I did.
And then we go right to something heavy, not trees. We're gonna go right to a big load of cement.
Break it in right away.
Break it in or break it off?
I'm hoping break it in. I'm hoping.
Oh, the power. The power! Oh! See, you know, some might say that was skill, but that was just pure absolute luck that that worked out like that. Oh! Pieces of the cab fell apart. It's just a little cosmetic. That was a horrendous crash. Maybe you shouldn't slam her down so hard.
We're not trying. Okay, I'm gonna do better.
Peeing blood soon if you keep slamming her down like that.
Is that what that feeling is?
Your kidneys. So on a different note here, we are doing some well testing. We have a well that will pump, or the pump will pump like up to 25-30 gallons a minute. Problem is, all the lines in the yard are 3/4 inch, so we can only get like 5, maybe 6 gallons per minute to the shop and to where we fill our groundwater storage for spraying. So what we did is we went down in Grandma and Grandpa's basement, we cut the line, we teed in here with a 1-inch line, and we are seeing if the well itself will handle pumping 20 to 25 gallons per minute without sucking it dry. Otherwise we might have to drill in a new well if we want to have more gallons per minute around the yard, which we do for spraying number 1. So what we were told is hook it up, run it for 4 or 5 hours, just pump her out, and see if the well runs dry. 5 gallons per minute versus, I believe this right here, we had 5-gallon buckets and we're timing it about 20 to 22 gallons per minute on a 1-inch line. So if we want more gallons per minute than that, we might have to go to 1.25 inch or 1.5 inch line if we bore in some lines around the yard. So that's what we're doing right now. It's kind of interesting. We just got it coming out of the basement. And yeah, it's been pumping for an hour, so I'm checking on it every half hour just to make sure we don't run anything dry and hurt anything. But so far, working good.
You just slammed her again.
Are you gonna learn to not do that?
It's called demolition work, so anything can happen when you're demoing. The boys got rattled around. Good, I better get out and rest a while. Tap, tap! Oh.
A tap, tap?
Oh man, that's something.
Still hurts when you're 55, huh?
It's kind of like back in high school, you know, when that special guy that, you know the guys that always thought they were funny and they had to come up to you, want to shake your hand for whatever ridiculous reason. Those types of people get a kick out of that stuff, but yeah, good thing I didn't carry a big stick when I was a kid, because there'd have been some smackdowns. Let's go check that well.
I just did.
Oh yeah, it's still pumping? No big geysers in the basement?
Oh, I never looked in the house.
You better go. Let's put this trap out here too.
So it's that time of the year we got to get the live trap going because the coons are in the dryer again and there's like this much poop in there, and yeah, before they destroy anything, try to get them out of this area. Pumping are empty again. It's got water in it. Very annoying issue, but it's an issue. And that works pretty good actually.
Somebody needs to go down there and clean that out. Otherwise it's gonna rust. Look at that.
Yeah, it's yucky. Well, this video has gone all different than I thought the day was gonna go. We got half that bend foundation done. We let this run all day long and she keeps on pumping. So I think we're good to just pull in new water lines, I believe, and then we don't have to drill a new well, which is awesome because that's very expensive to do. So I think the old well will do just fine. Just got to get new lines. We ended up cleaning out the garage here because Grandpa and Grandma are going to have the garage insulated, I guess. So we ended up cleaning that up all afternoon, and I figured I better not show their belongings. So yeah, the day's winding down. We got to get this out of the house so that we can have water in the yard. We haven't had water all day because we've been doing our testing. So yeah.
What are we doing?
You know what you're doing?
Well, we're gonna get wet here now.
Yeah, it's all sloping back into the house.
We got 25 feet of water that's not gonna gravity feed out the window. What am I gonna do? Soak myself?
Well, you ain't got a choice.
Good thing Dad ain't here to see this. We're getting water on the basement concrete. What are we gonna do? Don't tell Dad. It's got a geyser.
Don't get it on the expensive computer board.
What was that? I have no idea. Oh man. Okay.
So this here is actually where all the water for the whole yard comes in. Goes through here, and this feeds all the old hog barns, feeds the shop.
3/4 inch line feeds the whole yard. It wasn't quite designed back in 1970. No, 68. When Dad dug the water line into the old trailer house that we spent 15 years of my youth in. So that's 68. Think that's gonna break someday?
I would think so.
We maybe should rethink this whole thought and get some new line in.
So right here is where we took it apart. Nice little union here. And then we just screwed in a fitting so we could hook up our 1-inch line, go out the window. So now we got to put this all together and hope it don't leak. It shouldn't though.
The last time I was down here I was fixing on a furnace, which we didn't fix properly, did we?
I don't remember.
What's that smell?
Oh my gosh.
What is that smell? Septic tank backing up? Is the sewer backing up?
Alright.
You didn't.
No, never.
Oh man. I'm leaving.
Okay, open that stuff up now and let's energize the unit.
You want me to turn the well on first? Do you know, this reminds me of this time maybe back in 88 or 90 when we working in the old well up there, hotter than, you wouldn't believe the hotness. And we went and disconnected a hose thinking that it was relieved of pressure, and it erupted. The water was so cold it took all of our breaths away. We thought we were going to die in the little wooden dungeon that the well house was in. Here we go! Look out! Why didn't that turn on right away?
Takes a while.
What? Don't you do that. Not the whole thing. How come it's off already? It's pumped that much already. So this here is a variable drive pump out there in the well, and this is all that you get for a pressure tank with a VF drive motor. So Dad wasn't too happy when we converted it to the VF drive, but because you always had a couple of bathroom visits before your pressure tank was out, and now you're down to, what is that, 1.5 gallons? It's not one step forward, 2 steps backwards. Okay, we're going to open up the shop. Is it pumping? There it goes. Then we'll open up the house. God, the thousands of gallons that have gone through that thing.
You know what I can't believe, Brody? It is so dry. We pumped here all day long. 8,000 gallons roughly. And, oh, it did make it to the garden. But it did, I would have figured it would have been way down there. It made it to the garden. We're watering for Grandma. Flood irrigation.
The raspberries will love it. Here, let's have some. Everybody does know what
that, I think the peas are ready.
Everybody knows what a raspberry is, right? No bugs in it, is there? No. Only have 3 patches of them.
They're an invasive species, actually. Are you harvesting Grandma's hard work?
She's gone.
Yeah, that's true. It's all free picking. Supper time. Oh no.
You wrecked it now.
Well, new day, same project. We're removing the gravel there because we're thinking we got to remove the black dirt. There's no question in my mind of why the cement didn't hold up, because just didn't even remove the black dirt. Generally, when you build something, you remove the black dirt, get down to the clay, a nice hard base, and then you put the gravel in to build up. In the Big Bend cases, we have to go down like 8 feet to get the solid ground and then build back up from there. But for these little bends, just removing the black dirt would have been fine. But they didn't even do that. He's trying to get what little gravel there is there ripped up, and eventually we gotta move that wire box or dig a trench underneath here over to that panel, because that actually feeds power to these 3 bends. So we got a little bit of work here to do. But then the end goal here is semis can come out, turn right here before that tank, and keep truck traffic out of the main yard where there's dust, doors open, stuff like that. You don't want dust in the shop. This building we just cleaned out a little bit this morning. We had some tin and stuff from building shops in here. We got a guy at the end of the week coming to get these farrowing crates out of here, I guess. We're unsure yet on what we're gonna do with this building. You guys can comment below. It smells, so we've had a couple of different ideas. One idea being on the south end of this building, if we were to either put a garage door in here, a mini hydrofold door or something, you could drive vehicles in here. But the smell, that I'm not sure if you can get out of. I know our chemical warehouse, we're not too worried about it. It's just chemical and seed that does smell a little bit. We painted the floor, washed the walls down, but it's still got that hog smell in it. So I don't know if it's good for that, but yet it's a good enough building to store stuff in. Or you remove the whole building like we did the rest of them. You can landscape this decent so you can actually get into that chemical warehouse better. Lots of decisions to be made. I know it would probably be like 80 grand to rebuild this. Maybe more because it's insulated. But it really isn't a very tall sidewall. It's 8-foot ceiling. So you're not going to get much of a door in here. So it'd be like ATVs and stuff. But I really don't want my nice expensive ATVs and vehicles to stink like hog manure. Decisions, I tell you what. Just don't know. We haven't decided. Maybe we'll do nothing with it. But we sold the crates because we know we're never raising hogs again, and get that one step forward to a decision what we're going to do with this. The other thing about making that into a shed is I know what a shed with one door on one end does. You got to empty the whole thing when you want one thing on this end. And this is just way too steep a grade to be driving in and out of. More decisions. You ready to hit an LP line and some electrical lines?
There's no electrical here, but there is LP. Maybe 16 inches deep, or what do you think? And I do not like digging around here with teeth on, especially these fancy ones. I've never used this bucket before, so it's a maiden voyage.
Alright, we also have the skid back down here. We're gonna we have to go underneath this, and we're trying to get to here with our underground wires. Our theory is to suck the dirt out from underneath there rather than shoveling. So we'll see how that goes. Oh! Approaching that LP line there. We're going to use the skid vac. He's taking a little dirt off, but we're going to use the skid vac to hopefully expose that safely. But here's my little trench I made with the skid vac. We'll easily be able to run our wire through there, and that was impressive. It sucks wet clay. Stuff is pretty wet. Worked amazing. The opportunities are endless with that thing. Alright, so these yellow dots here are indicating where the LP line goes to the hog house. We need to not wreck that. Here's what the dirt looked like after coming out. I mean, a lot of it breaks up, but there is, I mean, big chunks in there. You can see them. Okay, we're gonna move this back a bit so we can work around that LP line.
What you got here?
We got the job done. That's what we got.
Well, I see tape, and I see a wire, and I see the main wire.
Okay, so this is the tape telling yourself there's massive danger below. The wire for tracing the LP line, and there's the plastic LP line.
Think you'll be able to trace it still?
Well, I did. I noticed I really got aggressive with the wire. That's all muscle, no brains operation right there.
Typical.
Yeah. Oh man, that was way better than shoveling, but it's still not easy work.
Hey, you broke a sweat. Glad you did it.
Yeah, there'd be nothing left of that wire. Maybe even the gas line if you were running it. All right, guys, we got her done. It's looking really good. In case there's a chance of rain tonight, I think Brody's going to get the wire, and we're gonna lay that in there in case it rains and collapses the trench. We skid backed around all of that so that they can bury it in that hole there and run it over there where that box is actually getting put over there. And now we get to go field scout to see if the corn's tasseled. They're far enough along to be putting our fungicide on, have the plane put fungicide on. So I think that's gonna be a wrap on the video. Thanks for watching. I hope you liked it. See you guys next time.